This is the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief, keeping you informed about the happenings in Annapolis and the area. Local news, local sports, local events, local opinion, and of course, local weather. The Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief starts now.
Good morning. It's Wednesday, May 29th, 2019. This is John Frenaye, and this is your Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. A very bittersweet congratulations to the staff of the Capitol. Just 11 months after a gunman shot up the newsroom, representatives from the Capitol traveled to New York City and Columbia University to accept a special citation from the Pulitzer Prize Board for demonstrating unflagging commitment to covering the news and serving their community at a time of unspeakable grief. That was what Columbia University President Lee Bollinger had said. Dana Kennedy, administrator for the Pulitzer Prizes, said, "As the Founding Fathers knew well, there can be no democracy without a free press. That is something Rebecca Smith, Wendi Winters, Rob Hyacinth, Gerald Fishman, and John McNamara understood as well. They understood it when they went to work last June at the Capital Gazette in Annapolis, Maryland, and were gunned down by a madman who opened fire in their newsroom." This special citation does come with a $100,000 grant to further the mission of the Capitol. And in accepting the award, editor Rick Hutzel praised Tribune Publishing and The Sun for helping the newspaper keep putting out editions. And speaking of his reporters and other editors, he said, "I am proud of this young staff that I work with. This is a defining moment for them to show such courage and dedication to their craft, to put aside their personal grief at such a young age, and to be able to focus on the important work we do." Like everyone, I wish they didn't have to have accepted it under those circumstances. Arundel County Police have arrested Kevin Arnold France of no fixed address and charged him with rape after he pulled a girl inside the Glen Burnie parking garage adjacent to the courthouse. The victim said she had left a plasma center when a man began flirting with her. They exchanged some small talk and said goodbye, but he persisted, followed her into the garage, forcibly pulled her pants and underwear down, and performed a sex act against her will. Detectives did locate France, and they said that he admitted to touching the victim and pulling her pants down, but he denied performing any kind of a sex act. Video surveillance footage proved otherwise. Arundel County Police have not said whether this is related to an attempted rape last week of an 18-year-old woman who had a man pull her into a grassy area from a roadway and tried to remove her clothing. In that case, she was able to get away. Also up in Glen Burnie, another sort of strange story. 2 men were shot early Monday morning. Police officers responded to the 100 block of Governor's Court in Glen Burnie at 2:30 a.m. for reports of a shooting. They didn't find any victims, but they showed up at a local hospital shortly thereafter. They found a 20-year-old man and a 21-year-old man suffering from non-life-threatening injuries, and they had said that they were drinking and doing mushrooms with Devon Alexander Maynard, who pulled a gun from his clothing and began shooting at them. Police did locate Maynard, who volunteered without even being questioned that, "I think I shot someone." He's been charged with 2 counts each of attempted first and second-degree murder, first and second-degree assault, reckless endangerment, and is being held at the Jennifer Road Detention Facility. A disturbing story out of Annapolis. Annapolis Police responded to the area of Pleasant and Clay Streets over the weekend for a burning possum. When officers did get on the scene, they did find a possum on fire. He ran under the back deck of a home and actually self-extinguished himself, but the possum was so badly burned and in pain that an officer fired his department-issued weapon and humanely killed the possum. Annapolis Police are investigating how exactly the possum was set on fire. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation is chastising Pennsylvania. In a report released Tuesday, they say that the state plan to reduce pollution is, quote, woefully inadequate. Now, states are tasked with keeping farm manure and stormwater from flowing into the watershed. And as we all know, the Susquehanna River flows from Pennsylvania into the bay. Last year, the Pennsylvania officials acknowledged the enormous challenge of reducing the runoff and said major efforts were underway. The Chesapeake Bay Foundation says they are woefully inadequate. The EPA is requiring states in the watershed to fully implement a pollution diet for the Chesapeake by 2025. Sort of a follow-up to a story we did a couple weeks ago about Punkin Chunkin, that it might have been going to Ocean City, and it's not going to Ocean City. After decades in Delaware and following several years of legal limbo, Punkin Chunkin is heading to Illinois. Specifically, it's heading to Rantoul, Illinois. As I said several weeks ago, there was a proposal floated to move the competition to Ocean City. Organizers now have opted for Rantoul, which is a town about 135 miles west of Indianapolis, Indiana. They say the event is going to take place at the former Chanute Air Force Base that was acquired by the town of Rantoul back in 1993 when that base closed. If you are a fan of Punkin Chunkin and you want to go to Illinois, it is going to be happening this year from November 1st to the 3rd. And happening right here in Annapolis on June the 3rd, it is the 16th annual Wendi Winters PR Bazaar. Tickets now are very limited. We only have a few left. So if you are interested, go on up to whatsuptix.com, scroll down 2 or 3 events, and you can click on a link and learn more about the event, or you can actually buy tickets. This is a good chance for nonprofits and small businesses that are looking to get their message out to the media to meet with them face-to-face and have one-on-one conversations with representatives of media from all over the region. Okay, that does wrap it up for the news today. Please make sure you check out that first link in our show notes because it gives you all the different ways that you can connect with us. If you are someplace you can give us a rating or a review, please do that. And give us a recommendation to your friends and colleagues and family. That would be much appreciated. We do have George Young with your local DMV weather forecast standing by. He'll be here in just 1 minute. But first, I need to tell you something about Mac Medics up in, you guessed it, Severna Park.
Have you ever been to the Annapolis Mall when it opens for the day? Maybe you've noticed the line of folks waiting to get into the Apple Store. As you may know, I'm a Mac user, and today's episode of the Daily News Brief, in fact, all of the episodes of the Daily News Brief have been produced right here on my Mac computer. What you might not know about is Mac Medics. They were founded here in Annapolis in 1989, and they are an Apple-authorized premium service provider, the only one in the Baltimore-Annapolis, D.C. area. And what that means to you is that they repair all Apple devices, including the iPhone screens and batteries, all without an appointment. And most repairs are done the same day, usually within 2 hours. They also sell everything except the iPhone and the watch for the same price as Apple. I don't know why you would go anywhere else. Give them a call at 410-757-MACS, or if you're not into the whole letter thing, 410-757-6227. Stop by their retail store in Severna Park on Benfield Road, or their service center in Lanham, right off of Route 50. Or you can always check them out online at macmedics.com. I'll tell you, they've saved me quite a few times, and I know they can save you.
Going out? You need the most up-to-date local weather. Here's George Young from DMV Weather in Annapolis with today's forecast.
Hey everyone, this is George with DMV Weather, and this is your Eye on Annapolis forecast for Wednesday, May 29th. After some AM thunderstorms yesterday, it'll likely be another stormy day today for Annapolis and all of Arundel County, but this time in the PM hours. Look for highs 86 to 93 degrees today, with a higher than average chance for severe storms with potentially heavy rain, damaging winds, large hail, and dangerous lightning later this afternoon and this evening. More heat and maybe more storms tomorrow with highs again 86 to 93 degrees before a couple of days, both Friday and Saturday, of relative relief with highs 78 to 85 and no real chance for additional storms. Okay, that's it for today. This is George Young of DMV Weather. Make it a great day out there. Be sure to get our free app on all of your devices by searching for DCMDVA Weather in the Apple or Google App Stores, and also follow us on Facebook and Twitter and on our website at dmvweather.com so you can always stay weather informed.
Next thing I know, they stopped and they put a spotlight on us. And he said, if you're going to do it, you better do it now. And there we were. It was
and he
me
dropped.
and her.
He dropped on one knee,
I got down.
stopped breathing right there.
And all of a sudden, there's thousands of people, and they're clapping and they're yelling.
Say yes.
She said yes, and everybody heard it. They went nuts.
I'm Steve Samaras of Zachary's Jewelers. That was Michael and Juliana's story of yes. Start your story with Zachary's and beautiful, rare, responsibly sourced Forevermark diamonds at Zachary'sJewelers.com.
You've been listening to the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. Tell your friends and colleagues this is the podcast where you can keep up on the latest with what's going on in Annapolis. And also tell them about our website, eyeonannapolis.net, where you can find even more information. This podcast comes to you every Monday through Friday at 7 a.m., keeping you informed with the Eye on Annapolis Daily News Brief. And take a moment to listen to our other podcast, The Maryland Crabs, released every Thursday at noon.